All right, so have you seen this whole thing about Nissan and their push for solid-state batteries in EVs?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. I think
It feels like one of those things where the future suddenly feels a lot closer.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and especially coming from Nissan, right?
Mm.
I think a lot of people might not have them on their radar as like the front runner in this race.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of what caught my eye too. We've
Yeah.
got these updates, and it seems like their timeline might actually be pretty realistic.
Well, and they're not shying away from it either, right?
Yeah.
Like they're really putting this 2028 target date out there front and center.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, okay, we're doing this, and this is when you can expect it.
Yeah, I mean, we had Shinichi Inamijima, their VP of Powertrain and Engineering. He basically confirmed this ambition straight up.
Wow, so 2028, huh? That's not that far off, like we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think about it is the Japanese fiscal year 2028 actually ends on March 31st, 2029.
Oh, wow, yeah, so even sooner then.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's really just around the corner.
So we first heard whispers about this target date last spring, but what's changed since then? Like, what's the big development now?
Well, the key piece here is that they've actually started operating a pilot plant for industrial scale production.
Okay, so they're not just talking about it.
No, exactly. They're putting their money where their mouth is and building the infrastructure to actually make these batteries happen.
So that must mean that they're pretty far along in the design process, right?
Right.
Right.
I mean, it's not full-scale commercial operation just yet, but the fact that they have a functioning pilot plant at this stage indicates that the battery design is pretty mature.
Okay, so we know when they're aiming for and that they're actively building towards it, but what about the what? Like, can we dive into the actual technology here? What are these batteries made of?
Sure. So from what we've gathered, it looks like Nissan's solid-state battery will use a lithium-metal anode and a sulfur-based electrolyte.
Okay, so can you break that down a little for those of us who aren't, battery experts?
Uh-huh. Sure. So think of the electrolyte as the highway for energy flow in the battery, right? In this case, that highway is a solid material, which is where the solid state name comes from, and that offers some potential safety advantages over the liquid electrolytes used in traditional lithium-ion batteries.
Gotcha. So that's the electrolyte. And then what about the other key component, the cathode?
Well, for the cathode, it seems they're looking at a few options. The standard nickel manganese cobalt, which is common in EV batteries today,
Right.
but they're also exploring cobalt-free alternatives like nickel manganese and even sulfur manganese.
Now that cobalt-free angle, that's a big deal, right?
Oh, absolutely. Moving away from cobalt is huge, both from a cost perspective and because of the ethical sourcing concerns associated with it.
Right.
Cobalt mining has been linked to some pretty awful human rights issues, so finding alternatives is really important.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned sulfur manganese. What's the advantage of that?
Well, it has the potential to be even cheaper than nickel manganese, so that could really drive down the overall cost of these batteries.
Okay, so we've talked about the materials.
Yeah.
What about the performance? Like, what kind of improvements are we talking about here?
Well, Nissan is aiming for an energy density of 1,000 watt-hours per liter.
Okay, and for context.
So for context, today's lithium-ion batteries in EVs typically offer around 700 watt-hours per liter. So this is a significant jump.
Wow. So what does that mean for the average driver?
Well, this increase in energy density could translate to a much longer driving range without needing a physically larger battery pack.
So longer trips before you need to recharge.
Exactly. And they're also claiming that this battery is heat resistant up to 100 degrees Celsius, which is pretty impressive.
Wow. And is that better than current lithium-ion batteries?
Oh yeah, significantly so.
Okay, so longer range, more heat resistant, anything else?
Yeah, they've also said that they've achieved incredible durability in their lab tests.
Okay, so longer lasting as well. That's great. But honestly, what really caught my eye was the charging speed, like 5 minutes to a 65% charge.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's potentially a game changer, right? I mean, if they can actually deliver on that, it would completely change the way we think about charging EVs.
It'd be more like filling up a gas tank.
Exactly, and it would just completely eliminate that range anxiety that a lot of people have about electric cars.
Yeah, totally. And so from what I understand, this technology isn't just for standard electric cars, right?
Right.
You're thinking of this stuff about hybrids.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have some notes here about broader applications.
Yeah, so Nissan sees solid-state batteries as being really important for hybrids as well, especially for larger SUVs.
Interesting, and why is that?
Well, the idea is that these batteries could help boost fuel efficiency in hybrids, reduce costs, and also improve the lifespan of those hybrid powertrains.
Okay, so it's not just about making EVs better, it's about improving all sorts of electrified vehicles.
Exactly.
So where does Nissan fit into the overall landscape here? Are they ahead of the pack in this battery race?
It's tough to say for sure, but based on what they've said publicly, their timeline does seem more aggressive than a lot of their competitors. Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of companies aiming for solid-state batteries by the end of the decade,
Right.
but very few have actually put a specific date on it like Nissan has with this 2028 goal.
Yeah, that's a bold move.
It
Yeah.
is, but, they're clearly confident in their progress, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
So who else should we be keeping an eye on in this space?
Well, the collaboration between Mercedes and Factorial is definitely one to watch, and then we're
Mm.
also starting to see some semi-solid state battery tech emerging, especially in China.
Right.
But the true holy grail is still that mass market, high-performance solid-state battery, and that's what everyone is really racing towards.
Gotcha. So to sum it all up for our listeners, Nissan is making some pretty impressive progress toward their goal of having solid-state batteries in cars by 2028.
Right.
And if they can pull it off, we could be looking at a future with EVs that charge incredibly fast, have significantly longer ranges, and potentially even cost less than they do today.
Yeah, and I think what's really exciting is that this kind of breakthrough in battery technology could really be a catalyst for even wider adoption of electric vehicles.
Totally. I mean, it has the potential to really shake up the entire automotive industry.
Absolutely.
So with all this in mind, what other areas of vehicle technology do you think we might see similar rapid advancements in over the next few years?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, it really feels like we're on the cusp of some major changes in the way we think about transportation as a whole.
Yeah, so much is happening so fast. It's an exciting time to be following this space. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest breakthroughs, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives like this one.
Exactly. We'll keep you informed on all the latest and greatest in the world of tech.
That's all for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.